Hello everyone. So today what we are looking at is some new formulas that are related to some formulas we've already dealt with. We're dealing with double angle and half angle formulas today. So we're gonna, as you can see here, the double angles are all derived from our sum formulas. We're gonna derive one of our formulas and then I'll kind of leave it to you if you wanna prove the remaining forms. So the sine of 2a, well, if we were to think about this, we could think about it as the sine of a plus a. And we know from our last lesson that when we add two angles together that we are taking the sine of, we can take the sine of the first angle times the cosine of the second angle plus the sine of the second angle times the cosine of the first angle. Well, what you'll notice is we've created like terms, sine A times cosine A plus sine A times cosine A. So we can simplify this to 2 times sine A times cosine A. It is as simple as that. 2 sine A cosine A is our sine double angle formula. So we can scroll down here right to the middle of our page, and we can see our sine double angle formula just as we saw up above. It is 2 sine A times cosine A. If we were to follow the same process for cosine of 2a, we would get cosine squared A minus sine squared A. What's interesting or unique about cosine double angle is that it really opens up through the Pythagorean identities. Right, so we can convert pretty easily cosine squared A minus sine squared A to 2 cosine squared A minus 1. Why is that helpful? Well, it only contains a single trig function. Similarly, we could modify using another form of the Pythagorean identity, and we could also rewrite cosine double angle as 1 minus 2 sine squared A. So this flexibility here that we notice for our cosine double angle, it allows us to use, well, we could use both cosine and sine, or we could just use one or the other. So cosine double angle has 3 forms. They all come from this starting point, and then we kind of manipulate them using Pythagorean identities. Our third type of formula here is a tangent double angle. And, this is a direct derivation from our tangent sum, right? Adding the 2 angles together and then 1 minus the product of the tangent of 2 angles in the denominator. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at a few examples involving these double angles. It's important that we recognize structure. I'm going to write that down. Right, recognize the structure of these formulas, right? So what do I mean by that? As I look at our first example here, I have the cosine squared of 15 degrees minus sine squared of 15 degrees. That structure, cosine squared minus sine squared and the same angle, that is our first cosine double angle formula. So what that means is we can write this as the cosine of 2 times 15 degrees. Well, the cosine of 2 times 15 is just going to be the cosine of 30 degrees. That's a value that's on my unit circle, and the cosine of 30 degrees is root 3 over 2. So let's look at another example. On example 2, we have 2 sine squared of an angle minus 1. So as I look at my, I'm just going to borrow them, just the 2 different cosine double angles here, and so we can zoom in a little bit. What I notice is that the sine function shows up in both, but the order's not right, right? This, in my formula, is negative, and the 1 is positive. We have a negative 1 and a positive 2 sine squared. So I should probably finish writing that word. And then, so what we're going to do is if we recognize that the structure of this formula is very similar to that cosine double angle, I'm going to manipulate it by factoring out a -1. That's going to leave me with 1 minus sine squared of 5 pi over 12. All right, and why I like that is now I can, well, that negative's still there, but this is really just a cosine of double our angle, so 5 pi over 6. Well, 5 pi over 6 is an angle that shows up on our unit circle. It is on the left-hand side, relatively close to the y-axis. So this is really going to be negative √3 over 2, which we know is, with a double negative, just √3 over 2. We're going to see one more use of the double angle here. And this is going to be a problem where we are going to have to construct our triangles. All right. So they tell us the location of angle B. They tell us that angle B is located in quadrants 3 or 4. And then they also tell us that tangent is positive. Well, tangent is positive in 2 places, quadrant 3 and quadrant 1. So we can pretty safely say that this angle B must be in our 3rd quadrant. So I'm going to construct a, obviously not very well drawn triangle. Let me try that again. In our 3rd quadrant. Angle B will be our reference angle. There's our 90 degree. And we know that the tangent of B is 4/3. But don't forget, we are in the 3rd quadrant, so both of those values must be negative. This is a Pythagorean triple, so our hypotenuse will be 5. Well, now we have a lot of information here. So if I want to find tangent to B, I'm going to go look at my formula. I know that it is going to be 2 times the tangent of B divided by 1 minus tangent squared B. So what do I need? I really just need the tangent of B. I can see that the tangent of B is 4/3. So if I double that, I'm going to get 8/3 in my numerator and 1 minus 16/9 in my denominator. I can think about this as 24 over 9 and 9 over 9, negative 7/9 in the denominator. So we could simplify this down to negative 24/7. So that is finding tangent of 2B. I'll change up colors here. I'm going to use the cosine of 2B formula. I'm going to use, well, we have them right up here on the top. I'm going to use 1 minus 2 sine squared B. And I'm just going to borrow my triangle again, just so we can have it all in one place. I'm using a little bit more real estate than usual on these practice problems, so I appreciate your patience here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my cosine 2B formula here. So 1 minus 2 times sine squared of B. Well, sine here would be negative 4/5. So sine squared is going to get me positive 16 over positive 25. So I'm going to have 1 minus 32/25, which I'm going to get a common denominator. 25 minus 32/25 is the same as negative 7/25. What did we just find? We found the cosine of 2 times the angle that was described in the problem as existing in the 3rd quadrant with a positive tangent. I'm going to split this video into 2. This first half will be 5.3 double angles, and then we will move on to a few examples on the next page that involve double angles, and then we'll introduce some half angle formulas as well.